are you, pal?
I'm good.
Now that we're both comfortable, how are you doing? Let's make a start. 5 minutes in.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Yeah, but you know how we do it, Rick. There's no real rhyme or reason to what we do. We just do what we do when we do it.
Right, produce, edit.
All of it.
Freestyle. Yeah, that's what we do.
Sometimes
just raw. It's just raw emotion.
We're just raw dogging it, bro.
Raw right now. Yeah, that's it.
Just raw dogging it.
Okay.
But that sounds wrong. I know it sounds wrong.
It's not wrong, but I try to change it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Are we? Yeah, you been good?
I've been good, but I'm trying to make my cupboard disappear.
There it is. Oh.
Huh? All right.
I love that.
Sorry, I'm just taking a sip there, by the way. Like, it's the first coffee of the afternoon, so... no, I've been good. Coffee? I'm a coffee guy. You know me, bro. I'm a coffee connoisseur.
Coffee. We're obviously a little ad, but this is no way is it a paid ad. But anyway,
no,
what coffee
not a paid ad. Right now, well, say right now, I mean all the time. Instant coffee, Kenko. Kenko's usually the one we go for.
Yeah.
Smooth or rich, it doesn't matter, Kenko. We'll take them all or both.
Have it all.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
That's all right. That's good. Now I'm a tea guy. I'm at the minute. I'm drinking a bit of TikTok tea and espresso. If it's coffee, it has to be an espresso. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Pons. I don't mind a milky coffee. But
yeah. I mean, I literally put a couple of scoops of the instant coffee, drop of milk, and when I say drop, I literally mean a drop of milk because I don't like it too milky because that's just too crazy.
I just
might as well
just have
milk.
With milk. Sorry, coffee with milk.
Yes.
I mean, not milky coffee as in like a Milky Way bar without the sweetener.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No. But I mean, if I was to drink like Americano, for example, I wouldn't put milk in that. There's something different about espresso coffee from a coffee machine. And then when you add cold milk, it just doesn't taste the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't taste right.
I got a double macchiato the other day, and I was just like, because obviously I thought, like, here we go. It'll remind me of the good times of going to Albania and going like, I'll get a macchiato.
Yeah,
it's
not the same. It's not the same macchiato.
It's definitely not the same. I was like, what the hell is this? I paid a $5 or however much I paid for it. I was like, this is awful. I'm never having this again.
Yeah, $4.55 for a flat white from Costa. Like, I know. I mentioned this last episode as well, but nah, and I haven't been since.
Don't blame me, to be fair, but $4.55.
I'll tell you what, where it has a nice coffee, right, is Cafe Nero. They actually have a very nice coffee.
Where we were for the macchiato was awful though, but the coffee was nice.
No. Flat white or like, again, latte. I haven't had a latte in a long time, to be honest with you, but flat white or Americano. Those are because again, I'm a coffee guy. You know what I mean? I want to taste the coffee and not just like steamed milk.
Yeah. No, lattes was originally once we started going out with families, it was like, I'll have a latte. I'll have a
hazelnut latte, pal. Bless you.
Those uni days, thank you. Those uni days. That's what we do. Nothing but this is all true, bro. This is all true. We've got receipts.
You're absolutely right, though. I remember those days at uni and sat in the library, and we used to just come back with like huge coffees. And I mean, like we used to, make sure that we had the large from Costa because it wasn't that far away. But yeah, I remember those days. And
to me, it wasn't that far away. It was just downstairs in the library. We used to get it from the machine. We'd be on the first floor.
That's literally what I'm saying. Yeah,
first floor, then second floor, because we were chatters.
Yeah, because we never. I was gonna say we. The thing is, we had it in levels, didn't we? We used to just go straight downstairs. It's like let's drop a floor. Oh, a few people here. Let's say hello to these guys.
Let's chat to these.
20 minutes later, all right, let's drop another floor. And by the time we know it, 3 hours is gone. We haven't even had coffee yet.
And assignment's due in tomorrow.
Yes, and we're out here doing tacos with our sheets.
We're doing, that's it.
I've still got that picture, by the way. You're facing a taco with the sheets. It's hilarious, honestly. Okay. I look at those old photos now and again, to be honest. But obviously, we met quite a few people through.
Yeah, we did absolutely. Yeah, no.
Through dropping floors, and that's what we'll call it.
Dropping floors. Love
dropping
that.
Floors.
Dropping floor meets. That's where I dropping floor meets. I'm sure. It was quality.
Obviously, we used to, and I say used to because it is used to. I don't know about you, but definitely from me, we used to have very close friends from the library who we met, and all of a sudden they became strangers. So I don't know if that's still the case.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's still the case on my end as well. If we're talking about the same person.
Yeah, of course. Same people. Yeah.
Very much the same for me as well. It's kind of just like, wait, what? And you're like, but then I suppose this is the thing. It's life, isn't it? You grow apart. You're together for a while, and you think, oh my God, we're so great, and then all of a sudden. There's only so much effort you can make, right? You can make an effort with somebody 2-3 times, but by third, fourth time, you're like, actually, do you know what, mate? I get the hint. You want me to leave you alone and not speak. No, that's the only thing. That's how I approach.
Did we go to the wedding? We did, didn't we? We went to the wedding, didn't we? Yes, we did. Of course we did. Yeah, I just blacked out for a second there. Yeah, of course we did.
We were both got asked to be the best man after 4 months, 4 years of
4 years, mate. Yeah, I was gonna say months is all right because that's fine, but 4 years is a long time to wait to ask someone to be your best man or best men in this case.
Well, it was even that though, was it? It was just like, oh guys, should we meet up for a coffee? Like, yeah, all right, we haven't done it. Oh yeah, by the way, can you be like, oh fuck, you cornered me. I don't know what the fuck to say.
Yeah. No, we got stitched up with that one. We got stitched up with that one.
In a way that just fuck it.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Let me just, because my mic just decided to flop.
It was a really difficult, not difficult, it wasn't difficult, but it's kind of like a strange situation to be in, wasn't it? To be there and be like, what the hell? And bearing in mind, we were the only ones from the person's family, weren't we?
Yes.
There was nobody else apart from us.
That guy was like was or is like some sort of CIA agent, bro. Do you know what I mean? Some MI5, MI6.
What is? Yeah, I don't know what his spy level shit he's on, but I remember saying, "Bring your brother's friend," and I was like, "Why do you want my brother and my brother's friend?" And then when I got there, I was like, "All right, you want people
you
to
literally
fill the wedding
you
to
need,
be
you need the
like
family
from your side."
And that's why I think, I mean, when you actually, you know what, when you think back on it, right, and I know you probably don't, and I haven't in a long time until this conversation, but you think back, right, that guy, the way that he was built. He looked like a guy who goes undercover missions. Do you know what I mean? Like, he had that sort of that military body about him where you think, now I'm thinking back, I'm like, damn, was that right? And he was, I don't know. Weird. Obviously, I get what you're saying. You sort of move apart from each other, but at the same time, you know, like you said, you know, there's only so much effort you can make to be friends with someone, you know, and then you sort of get the hint, and it's like, all right, cool, man.
I'll leave you to it.
Leave you to
it. What's my time? Not well. What's the saying? Isn't it like I try with you so often, but then why are you not trying with me once? You know, like I'm always checking on you or wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday. Like, you know, I got birthday, I have Christmas, I have holidays.
You celebrate the holidays. Why don't you message me as well?
So that's it.
It is.
I haven't messaged these individuals
in a long
since then.
And again, and because of us, they got together. Really, like, you know,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't want to say we're Cupids, but because obviously we kind of brought the two together.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole history behind that, which obviously we have definitely moved on from. So we're not going to get into it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if it wasn't for our sort of, you know, initial conversation, none of this would have happened. You know, none of it would have happened. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, like, obviously, I didn't want to bring it downer, but it just sort of reminded me.
No, it's not a downer at all. It's just a good way to move forward into them and be like, you know what, don't dwell, just move on.
Yeah, reminiscent for the wrong people, may I add. So, yeah, here's a bit of reminiscent for you, right? You know, Cat Williams. And that guy's actually just dropped a Netflix special called World War III, yeah.
All right, okay. I saw something. I saw World War II. I didn't see World War III. I saw his interview. I'm not going to lie to you. I sat there for the full 2 hours of the interview, and I was like, "Oh, he is saying some shit."
He spoke some truth.
What was it? 2 episodes ago when I said to you, he dropped the bar when he said he checked his net worth, and he goes, "I got that on me," and I was like, "Oh, that is the line." Oh,
that is the line. Yeah,
exactly.
How
much you're worth, and he goes like, "Nah, bro, I've got that on me." You've got that on you. What the fuck?
There was one line from this World War III special, because I've only watched a quarter of it. And he goes, there was basically about truth and lies, because you either in the truth camp or in the lie camp. And he goes, you know, they told us that there's a shortage of chicken wings and all this, right?
Yes.
Have you seen that one? The shortage of chicken wings. And then he goes, but what they didn't tell you was that there's no shortage of chickens. So how does that work? We've got plenty of chickens, but no chicken wings. He goes, I'm no scientist, or God, he says, but I'm not a farmer, but I know what a chicken looks like. So, but honestly, the way that he delivered it, oh my God, I was cracking up. Hilarious.
Nah, his delivery is always, it's not as funny as before.
I was just about to say.
I think that's his age as well, though. That's his age coming into play. That's as well. Because
he can make his voice go really high, but he can make his voice go really high, but it doesn't have the same effect as it used to have beforehand. But you know, since we're on this Netflix thing, obviously, I know you were part of the group that we chat with our homeboys, our homeboy Liverpool fans, which we will get to.
Yes.
And so I've been watching this new show, and I think it only came out maybe a few days ago, called The Brother's Son.
Right.
And honestly, my God, it's like when I first clicked on it, I thought it was going to be something like The Raid. Do you remember we talked about The Raid, when he has to make his way through the building and fight? I remember, So I thought it was going to be kind of like that, and so that's why I clicked on it. And then when I watched it, it's sort of kind of like that, but there's a lot of comedy factor in it. It's like it's almost like a Rush Hour sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
But it's really, honestly, like, I'm in episode maybe 2 or 3 or something like that, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, it's a good little storyline so far. And from what I've been reading, there's a lot of people saying, no, when season 2 going to come out? So that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's always.
I saw you mentioning on the group chat. I saw it pop up as well, like recently added or number 5 or 10 or whatever the hell it was, the top 10 in the UK.
Top 10, yeah. That's
something like that. And then I had a look at it and I was like, okay, maybe give this a little go or something. But it's a little bit tricky now as well because obviously limited time for TV. Of
course, you've said. I remember those times.
It's like both having to come to an agreement, and it's like, nah, I don't fancy that. And I'm like, well, what do you fancy? I don't know.
It's like you and your wife watching something on your phone, like sharing a phone to watch Netflix.
But that even sometimes it's just trying to agree to watch the same thing.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's just like, oh. But yeah, it's just my favorite bit is what my wife does. I don't know if your partner does this, and I don't know if the listeners, maybe your partner does this as well, where he goes, I don't know, just not down. Just fancy a comedy. Yeah, but which one? Like there's thousands. Which one do you fancy? Which actor, first of all? Let's narrow it down by actor.
Yeah, but that's not even, that doesn't help.
Not that one. I've seen that one. Okay, so what about it? No, not that one. But just because you've seen it does not mean we can't watch it again. You know, you enjoyed it the first time. Let's enjoy it again. And it's like, no, not that one. No, not that one. And I'm thinking like to myself, do you know what? You pick. I don't care. I
implant little sort of hints throughout the week. Do you know what I mean? Like throughout the days, it's like, oh, do you know I haven't watched in a while? This, like, for example, in our recent case was The Godfather. And I was like, because again, it's been a long time since I watched number 2 and 3. Especially number 2. It's been a very long time. Number 1, everyone knows that. Well, most people will know that anyway. And she's watched it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe number 2, we'll give that a shot. So, I started off at the beginning of the week, drop little hints, little doubts in the brain there. Do you know what I mean? Just like, boop. And then by the time the weekend comes, it's like, oh, we're going to watch. Oh, well, didn't we say we're going to watch The Godfather? Yeah, watch The Godfather. And then that's what we did. We actually watched The Godfather. It took us 2 sittings, because it's a 3-hour fucking movie, and you're on mute because, that's...
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry has cracked it.
Yes. don't tell your folks.
Drop little hints, little crumbs. You have Start off Monday.
You have to, and I think obviously, which I'm trying to get to watch the rest of Breaking Bad. I think she watched season 1, and obviously I've watched it many times over, so I don't need to. But I want to watch it. Like I want to watch, especially the pilot, the first episode, because I'm trying to get some inspiration, some ideas from it. And she was like, oh, no, I didn't really like it, and all this. Again, dropping little hints. Like, oh, let's watch Breaking Bad. She goes, hey, I watched season 1. I was like, yeah, but season 2, it gets better and all this. So now we're sort of like, I'm almost there with that agreement of like, yeah, let's watch Breaking Bad. So, wish me luck on that one. I don't know how it's going to go, but wish me luck on that one. But
let us all know how this little experiment goes, let us know the findings. Our next episode or the episode after be like, it worked.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't even say it worked. Yeah, you can't even say it worked on the air because, they start listening like, oh, really? So you just doing this to me? He's like, all right, okay, cool. But yeah, so let's keep that on the down low. Okay, yes. Whatever I've just said here, I will just mute it all. I'm gonna.
Yeah, if you hear this sound all the way across, you know why.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long ass beat, but yeah. I mean, have you been watching anything decent recently?
To be fair, I've watched nothing. We just caught up on Jack Reacher. We enjoyed Jack Reacher, so we've been watching a bit of Jack Reacher, and then that's it in terms of watching any movies or anything. Football, of course, but other than that, nothing else.
Yeah,
nothing at all. Because the in-laws are staying with us for a little bit to help us out.
So you've got a full house then? You've got a full house?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Father-in-law, because obviously he's working at home and so on. Cool. But they've really been helpful, which I'm grateful for, by the way. This is not me complaining. But obviously I don't want to give them their time as well to watch something on the TV without me hogging it on like comedy or action movies or fantasy films or, do you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. So give them a little bit of time. And what they want to watch is Perputhan, the Albanian thing.
The show that's on like in the afternoons.
Whatever it is, something. Yeah, I know the name of it. I don't know what. It's like a love story, but everything is so fake. It kind of feels like there's no genuine stuff into it.
It's kind of like Made in Chelsea, isn't it? It's kind of like Made in Chelsea, isn't it?
But in a studio, effectively, they're all in a studio.
Yeah.
The boys are one side, the girls are the other side. The girls get to pick the guys.
Yeah, so basically
females. There was a guy on there. I caught this one because sometimes when there's aggro, it catches my attention.
Oh, same. By the way, I love the aggro. Aggro.
Oh, I love you. You're very handsome.
Yeah, don't care about that.
I love the aggro. I don't give a fuck about that.
Don't worry about that shit.
And there was this one guy who said to this girl, he said, like, I asked you a question, you kept avoiding my question all the time. You're not a woman for me. And said, left it at that, right? The presenter and every other female person. What do they call him? They call him. The people who are there to they give their opinions. So obviously they're...
Yeah. No, they're literally...
They're I don't even know what the hell the term is for it in English. What is it be in English?
Opinion givers.
Opinion givers. Is it like two terms?
It isn't. It really isn't.
But
no.
basically, they were fuming with this.
The commentators aren't they really? The commentators.
Like a commentator, effectively. Yeah. But predominantly just give their opinion. So obviously we've got the main presenter and so on. And they were fuming with him, but he stuck to it, bro. He stuck to his guns. He was like, no, that's not for me. I know what I want, and that's not for me. And you have to respect that. He's not protected. He's not there trying to make a show. I thought, for the glimpse that I watched, I was like, do you know what, bro? Good on you. Good on you.
I think I know which guy you're talking about. I think I was just about to say it's the guy who lives abroad, but all of them live abroad.
They all live abroad. They all
so
go back to
Germany or Italy or this and that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I know exactly which one you're talking about because again, it's the aggro that interests me as well.
Yeah.
But what I don't like about it is even though these people are on this show to find love, and I use quotation marks on that, you know. And we're in the 21st century now. Obviously, we just entered 2024. But then some of them, you know, they still expect the girl or the woman to be a certain way. It's like, dude, you know, if you want this person to be like your mum, for example, like cooking and cleaning after you, then you are honestly in the wrong show. It's the wrong. Well, it's again, you're on a show basically, right? That's you're never going to find that. And the girl who is like that, she's not interested in.
She's not on that show.
She's not on that show. Exactly.
She's not on that show. Exactly.
She's not in clubs. She's not in that show.
I genuinely think these guys get told, like all these reality TV shows and stuff, in order for it to make it interesting, it's got to be controversial. And because if it's not controversial, then it doesn't get clients in, you know, it doesn't terhagvement, and you're going to just look at it and go like,
It's a talk spot of shows, right?
It's a talk spot of shows, absolutely. And that's what and I think that's what it does with some of the men when they're trying to show like this is what I want. They're like, okay, let's make this guy think he's as backwards as possible. So like in the 1970s, my woman only stays in the kitchen and so on. But I still want her to have a master's degree or a PhD. Like the most educated housewife in the world. Like,
it's just
you know
wrong.
what I mean?
And that's why.
Anyway, that's what it is. And
that's why with these Albanian, like, you know, especially Albanian shows, it's not really something to, but again, people fall for it, you know, they love that type of shit, especially over there. And people like my mum, for example, you know, and like you said, like your in-laws, and they love that kind of thing because they're still stuck in this sort of like, I'm still intrigued what happens over there. And so, well, you watch it and then you think, why would you be interested in this? You know, this is the fake. It's so fake. I'll be honest though, the presenter is
fake.
You know what I mean? You know what The Rock is cooking, my guy.
When we went on holiday one time, I met this guy. We played footy together. He was there with his family. Like we're both around. We are similar age, and we stayed in contact. You know, like social media, Facebook just come out then and so on. So we were chatting, and then I saw him on one of these programs. I think it was called Love Story or something. Last year or a year before. Yeah, he was on there.
No way.
And then obviously they give you the car to go on a drive with and so on and so forth, because to them it's like advertising the companies that sells cars.
It's a sponsor, isn't it? It's a sponsor,
And I messaged him and I was like, oh, by the way, if you press this on the Audi, you do this to the dash and it looks sicker at night and so on. He's like, oh, bro, he says, it's not mine, bro. He's just there. It's like, I just have to pretend to say this. And I was like, so what happened? And he's like, half of the stuff that I said got cut from the show. And I was like,
so there you go. You've actually got...
so I've got like literally...
You have an insider,
you now.
No way. That is
like, do you know what? Half of the stuff I said, it's cut from the show. And I think first time I ever watched this program, when it first started, I don't know if you remember, or maybe the second one that came out, there was a girl and a boy. They really tried to push this love story, how my granddad's going to love him and how my grandma, she's a girl that my mom's going to love. And you know, that bullshit, a boy my mom would love and a girl my mom would love. And then turns out neither of them were with each other. They're with different contestants. Yeah. I think you know which one I mean, right? The blonde girl. And I was like, and then afterwards, when they did interviews, they're like, the producer kept forcing it onto us. They just had to say it. And I was thinking to myself, why? This has come out and people still watch it. How is this show maintaining its credibility? Like, how are these people still? But anyway, like you said earlier, it's that mentality, isn't it?
It is. No, I don't, obviously there was a lot of that going on. And luckily for me, like my wife, she doesn't really care too much about that type of shit. She finds it a bit crass, same as us. It's like, come on, like, you know what I mean? It's literally just for show. But anyways, look, let's. I think we should probably talk about some football.
Do we have to?
I think we have to. Yeah, I think we certainly have to. Yes, and I think, do you know what? Let's start off with Chelsea, shall we?
Let's start off with Chelsea. You want to start off with Chelsea?
Let's talk about Chelsea for a little bit. Obviously, you know, Tuesday night. Was it Wednesday night? Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Riverside Stadium, full house. From what I saw on TV. The atmosphere looked amazing. And it was one of those matches that you watch and you think, damn, I wish I was there just for that moment.
Honestly. I even looked for tickets, even if I was on the Riverside, like in the Borough side.
Which you probably would have been anyway.
There were no tickets anywhere for sale, apart from like one or two. But obviously I wanted to go with my brother or with my dad or somebody, just to go rather than watch on my own.
Next to each other, innit? Yeah.
And you couldn't find any. Just like block A, and then the next one was like F or some shit, and you're like, fuck that, bro. Like, we want to go watch it together. Yeah, that's it. We don't want to be talking on the phone. Did you see that?
Walkie-talkies, bro. It's fine. But yeah, look, I watched that match. I watched it with my wife, actually, because she's a Chelsea supporter, for the avid listener out there.
Representing.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I don't think she is anymore. No, she's gone. She's in the kitchen. So. No, I think after that performance, I think she's given up. She's given up on Chelsea now. So, and
no, don't give up. You can't give up.
No, she hasn't. She hasn't technically, like, officially, but kind of. She has. She watches it. She sighs.
To Red should not be switching.
No. I mean, like Liverpool, because she likes them as well. So I don't know. Boys. No, she's not going to switch to us. Like, what the hell do we have to offer? We're just a few places better than Chelsea, and that's pretty much it, because performances have been absolutely trash. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my team, because we haven't played. No, They've gone to Dubai. They're enjoying the sunshine and warm weather training. And to your point from a few episodes ago, what's the point? You're coming back to -3 degrees. Like, what is the point? But anyway,
literally.
Anyways, so Riverside Stadium, Chelsea, and I'll be honest, right, I didn't think it was going to be, initially I didn't think it was going to be like a walk in the park for Chelsea. I did think they were going to struggle a little bit, but I genuinely thought they were going to win that match, because it was very important as a cup tie. Do you know what I mean? We're talking semi-finals. Yeah. And they're lucky that, obviously, for this season and the next, that it's 2 legs.
Absolutely.
Because
otherwise,
bye straight away. And I'll be honest with you, Rick. I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I will get your opinion on this, but I'll be honest with you. Like, it was probably one of the worst performances I've seen against a championship team, because you played Preston over the weekend, in the FA Cup. And you dispatched them quite nicely. Fair enough, it wasn't exactly the best performance, but you created chances, you won the game. It was 4-0 at the end of the day, so that's all you can ask for. And then up against Middlesbrough, similar sort of story. I didn't think it was going to be easy for them, but I genuinely think thought they were going to win. But after watching them play, oh dear Lord, I don't even know what to say, like how bad they were. That Jones for Borough.
Yeah.
He tortured Colwill, by the way, to the point where Colwill actually got taken off. Colwill was probably the weakest player on that pitch before he got taken off. He was awful.
There were a couple of them to get the time.
Oh, there was a few of them for sure.
Like, I can't really pinpoint in just on one person. You're definitely right with Colwill. For me, Cole Palmer was awful as well. Yes. I don't know whether the cold got to him. I don't know whether he thought like he's going to be the Riverside. He can just turn up and walk it and place chances away. I don't know how we missed 3 clear chances. One of them definitely, where the keeper fumbles it and it falls on his favoured foot, by the way, may I add, and he puts it over the bar. It was harder to put it over the bar than it is to just tap it into the goal.
Unbelievable.
And that was at 0-0, and I couldn't believe that. Questions have got to be asked of Poch. Why has he changed the 11 again? We played, we beat Preston, and I'm thinking it was okay. It was a decent performance. First half was awful. Second half, you scored goals. Therefore, then you start thinking decent performance, because you forget all the mistakes that you made. Yeah. But at the Riverside, it was just a different story. It goes to that saying, can these players do it on a cold night in Stoke? Because now, can Chelsea players do it on a cold night in Riverside? And they certainly
Apparently not. No.
Colwill was awful. Who else was awful?
Disasi was awful.
Disasi made a lot of mistakes. Enzo, Caicedo. Let's talk about Caicedo here. Right, let's talk about this quickly, because you said to me, because I missed the goal. I'll be honest with you, because as you can imagine, now father of 2, I missed the goal. Right, I was up and down trying to do this and that, and then I ended up missing the goal. I was like, but it's fine, plenty of time. We will score again. Just like you said, Chelsea should be winning this, not walking it, but they'll come away with a 2-1, 1-0, whatever it is, but 1 goal advantage enough to win the game. And Caicedo just left his man, puts his hand behind. He's at the penalty spot with the arms behind his back, thinking as if, let me prepare before it hits my hands. That's fine. But, like, judge the play, bro. Like, you are a professional footballer. You can't just sit there. Because even Disasi looked at him going, what are you doing? Like, I saw you running with him. And then all of a sudden you stopped. Yeah. And that doesn't help the defense. These are the problems that we have. That midfield is just not clicking.
Enzo and Caicedo
Enzo, Caicedo, whoever plays in there, they're just awful. They've just been really, really poor. Since Chukwuemeka got injured against West Ham, nothing is clicking in that midfield. Nothing is clicking. Apart from Conor Gallagher running now and again, anybody doing the defensive side of the midfield, because they can pass left and right, but doing the defensive side of the midfield was awful. Like they just can't. They just switch off, and I don't understand. I do not know why. I genuinely don't understand why are they switching off.
I'm waiting for the episode, right, where you actually will turn around and be like, Conor Gallagher is fucking trash. I'm waiting for that episode to happen.
The thing is, I can't say that because the other two are not performing. So out of the three, he's the best one.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Like in that sense, in that comparison, yes, I totally agree with you, because Enzo Fernandez, this season especially anyway, because forget last season, but this season especially, he has been probably the biggest flop, barring 100%. Anthony from Man United. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's put them both in the same. He's
trying to like. I think the biggest problem we have at the minute, because we're so shite, everybody's forcing it. Everybody's, rather than doing the basics, they're forcing it. Like Colwell making mistakes because he's trying to find that killer pass. Like, bro, just do the basic stuff. I'm not asking you to find a killer pass. But this is where I blame the manager for it. For me, like, you point fingers to the manager. First of all, change the starting 11. Okay, you've changed it for a tactical reason. You've changed it for something. Cole Palmer is a false 9. What are you trying to achieve? Fuck all, bro.
Yeah, because your wingers aren't working.
Side football. The wingers are not working. They're not doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it was just
you can't even blame,
by the way, as well. What on earth was he doing? Did you see that one time when he crossed the ball and there was
I told you where he was sending it. I told you where he was sending it, bro. I told you. He was sending that to Princess Road.
He looked in the box and there was no play, and he was like, let me cross it anyway, so it looks like I'd put across it. No, mate, you're a professional footballer. I'm not expecting you to cross to no one. Do you know what I mean? You can do that on a Sunday league. And
that was amateur, wasn't it? Amateur.
It was amateur, less than amateur. No amateur looks in the box and there's no play. Let me whip it in. No, I promise you, we played amateur football and nobody who's played on the wing gone, no one's there. Let me put it there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Onto it. He put it in the 6-yard box. Everybody was at a D.
Yeah.
You're like, dude.
I mean, is that his fault, or is that like okay? No, I get, obviously
there's no one there.
I get what you're saying. However, he's putting it into that box because he has clearly been told to put it into that box. Obviously, I understand what you're saying. He should be looking up and judging that play. But at the same time, it goes back to what Arteta was saying in what's in the prime. What's it called? In the what was the series called? I can't remember the series called.
All or Nothing.
All or Nothing. That's it. Yeah. So in All or Nothing, he was saying, like, visualize or remember where the players are, and you don't even need to look up because that's where they'll be. So it felt like that's what Madueke was trying to do, because it's like, why are my players in that box? And I agree with what you're saying, though. He should be looking up. He should be judging that a little bit better. Put a foot on it. Put a foot on the ball. Wait until someone goes there. Wait for that open pass. Make a bet, have a better judgment of what you're doing. But at the same time, exactly. But at the same time, it's like, why isn't anyone in that box? With obviously, I was watching it on Albanian channels, and the commentator, like in halftime, it was like, when Broya was coming on, it was like, oh, there he is, Broya's coming on. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is he going to do? However, though, why not start with Broya? Because, move Cole Palmer into his normal position, where he has been more than effective, by the way.
Absolutely.
Put Broya there, because he will make those runs, and at some point, the Borough defenders will get tired, because they had, 2 injuries? In that match, they had 2 early injuries. Obviously, Striker got injured at the beginning because he got stepped on. And then I think one of the midfield, the defender.
If there was VAR, that would have been a penalty.
That was naughty. That was naughty.
That was dirty from the assassin.
Yeah, it was. Dirty. It really was. And
Axel decided to break ankles there. That was awful.
So my point being, again, tactically, look, obviously at some point we'll have to question the manager as well. But tactically, put in Broya, because again, he's strong enough to make those runs. And I'm not saying he is the savior of Chelsea, but he's a different player. He provides a different dynamic. And again, you free up Cole Palmer to do what he does. If Cole Palmer is playing in that sort of advanced 10 role, in that free roaming advanced 10 role where he can make the runs in or out, Madueke is not making that cross. Madueke will look for Palmer, because Palmer will be there. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll be there just asking for the ball shot.
I agree
ball's right here.
Madueke was awful, though. I agree with you saying, players do need to be in the box. But then again, if he's doing the Arteta approach, visualize the play and memorize, because that's where players are going to be, it's not. We haven't seen it since September. Do you know what I mean? I haven't seen anything like that where players can just pass without looking. You've never heard the commentator Chelsea did a no-look pass because you know the Saka's going to be there, for example, or Mudryk or Madueke or whoever else is playing for Chelsea, and it never seems to happen. He keeps fanning around with a starting 11 again. You said, right? You just said, why has he not started with Broja? That is a question I asked as soon as I saw the 11. I was like, why has he not started with Broja?
It's a game for Broja.
It's going to be a physical game. Yeah. You need a big striker or a striker that we have. Hold the ball up, physical up top, and this guy just tried to play with a false 9 at the Riverside, full house Riverside.
With Cole Palmer, by the way, who, let's be honest, he's a great technical player, but he's weak. Let's face it.
He's a paper bag.
Exactly. Wet paper bag at the very fucking best, you know what I mean? And again, he's going up against championship defenders who literally live to hurt.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean that. Sorry, I don't mean that in the violent
but the physical
sense.
side. Yeah,
but they're there. They will run into you just to be like, bro, you're not going anywhere. And they didn't. They didn't go anywhere. It was that physical of a match. And look, as much as I've slated him, but when I watch Mudryk now in your team, I still think I still think, but I've changed my mind to think that he actually is a decent player when I watch him against the other, comparing him to the other Chelsea players. You should have Mudryk on the left, Sterling on your right. Fuck Madueke. You don't need that guy, right? You don't need Madueke. Sterling on the right, and you put Broja up top, and then you got Palmer in that sort of free roaming role where he gets the ball, he'll take on a player or he'll shoot. He can shoot. That guy can score.
That is literally the formation I've been crying out for. Like play with 4-2-3-1. Do you know what I mean? And have Mudryk. Mudryk, just because of his pace, he'll keep players further back. That Jones guy that tortured Colwill might have had to come back and double up on Mudryk because otherwise it couldn't have happened. But it was the manager's fault. Jones went against Sterling. Sterling absolutely got pushed over. All of a sudden, okay, he's easy. You can deal with him. I'll start attacking Colwill, and that's exactly what happened.
And that's what he did. Yeah, that's what he did. And Colwill was very frustrated in that match.
He got isolated, bro. Like there's no support from the defensive midfielders. You see that happening to your guys. Zinchenko is your weakest point, but Declan Rice is there to support him as soon as he can, unless there's
even if he used the last man. Yeah.
And he tries. And for us, our 100 and something million defensive midfielders are not doing the defensive side of the midfield. They just seem to be in midfield and pass left and right, and that's the frustrating bit. If Middlesbrough play like this, I heard Jason Cundy, ex-Chelsea player, some put him in the legend brackets, others don't. You can do your own bit, but he said if Middlesbrough play the way they did, we will get out. We will be knocked out because they'll be playing for a 0-0, and with that low block, we couldn't break them through. And the way Chelsea are playing right now, it looks like we can't even break down a flipping sandcastle.
Yeah,
that's how awful we are.
It's poor. It really is. And I'll be honest, right? If the starting 11 is like this one, like the one at the Riverside, then I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's going to be a good. No, you're not going to be doing anything. But the what makes it worse is the fact that obviously, you can't expect Thiago Silva to keep going to the fans after every match that you lose to apologise to them.
Yeah,
and especially at Stamford, at Stamford Bridge, you can't be doing that.
You'll have to. That's a good. Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't expect him to do that if you lose, because look, at the end of the day, he's one person, he's one defender, and again, he was doing his duties. The problems came from a Colwill and a Disasi. Thiago Silva was there doing his things. He was up for the headers. He was trying to get the clearances going. He tackled. He did what he needed to do. And again, you're expecting this guy who's not a captain to go and apologise to your fans. Why should he? And money, obviously, you'd probably be like, oh, well, he gets paid enough. Fair enough, but at the end of the day, we're talking about football. We're not talking about payments and shit. So
our friend said the best thing on the group chat as well. I don't know if you saw it when there were so many messages being exchanged, where he said Palmer put a 2 out of 10 performance and ran straight down the tunnel. And obviously that's a touch of class from Thiago. Yes, win, lose or draw, you turn up to the fans, especially the ones who've travelled 250 miles, by the way, on a cold Tuesday night after work tomorrow to support.
That's 500 miles. That's 500 miles.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And the game finished 10 o'clock. None of them are staying in Middlesbrough for the night. They're probably having to drive back or then get back. Some of them will, but don't get majority.
They have no hotels in Middlesbrough.
Well, they have hotels, but you know what I mean. They're not thinking, let's stay in Middlesbrough, see what it has to offer.
No. Apart from Palmer.
That's it. I'm sure they got that on the way to the game.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I wish it didn't, because they probably hurt.
I found that disgusting, to be honest with you. And even Broja staying back as well. Like I said, I don't know if the camera caught him staying back and clapping from the halfway line, and looks so scared. Like, do I go to the fans? Do I not go to the fans? And this is the thing, we've got a very weak team, inexperienced team, who is just petrified of everything at the minute. Everything, every challenge, every saying the wrong comment on social media, the wrong interview, everything is just scared. And we need some experience there. I saw today as well, by the way, I hope this is not true. Arsenal, Nana, as I mentioned on the last pod, apparently Chelsea want him as well as Man United. I keep thinking we don't need another midfielder. What are we doing?
I don't know. I think you may do, to be honest with you, because you're 200 million combined. Your 200 million combined midfielders are not doing anything. I get what you're saying.
They just need a good coach. I'm blaming the coach for these 200 million midfielders. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know, Rick.
Both. Like we play better. We were winning games when it was Caicedo and Gallagher in the defensive mid. You don't have to play Enzo. He costs 120, but he has to sit out. You can't play Lampard and Gerrard. Do you know what I mean? With Lampard and Gerrard, you're not going to do much. Pick one or the other, and then alternate between games, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but then again, I mean, when you have no, that's fair. That's fair. Don't put Enzo in.
60 million? Enzo, excuse me. Enzo's been the weakest link out of the three, right?
Yes.
Then Caicedo the weakest. What's his name? Sorry, Conor Gallagher has been better out of the three. Again, he's nowhere near a Chelsea player. We've said this as soon as he came back from Crystal Palace. We're like, in that Leeds game where we got beat 3-0 with TT, going back all the way there, they targeted Conor Gallagher because he was the weakest link in that Chelsea 11. Now, all of a sudden, Conor Gallagher is the best player in that Chelsea 11. What does that tell you?
He's the captain.
What does that tell you, bro? Fair enough, captain, because obviously he might have it be loud in the dressing room. He might do it. He runs on the pitch. He makes up for what he lacks in technical ability by putting effort into the game, which I get that and I respect that because we're not seeing it from anyone else. But everybody else starts to run. What are you going to offer then, bro? Because the ones who are technical, they're running as well. Now, what are you offering? And at the minute, he stands out. And you know what? Like, to be honest with you, like, I can't see him going. I don't want him to go because if he goes, I think to myself, who is going to be in that midfield? Every time
it ends up... He could force Pochettino's hand to actually, do something more creative. But then again,
I hope so. But
Caicedo or Enzo, and they're not. And look, with Enzo Fernandez, obviously last season was different because the whole team was just proper weak, and he was your best midfielder because he put effort into it. He stood out last year,
didn't he? He stood out last year. He's quite good. I even made comments like a quarterback spraying the ball, doing this, doing that. I haven't seen any of it this year.
You haven't seen any of it because again, the tactics keep changing, the strategies keep changing, match out, and then obviously he had. The thing is with Pochettino, he had a similar 11 for like 3-4 games, which you actually won. You actually won that because guess what? It's consistency. That's what players need. They need that consistency to play. But I will say this about Palmer though, just real quick on that, on him walking away. I think this season he has been your best player, like bar none. There's no one come close to Cole Palmer in that Chelsea team, right? From my eye test, he has been your best player on that field, right? And now, obviously, it's not really recommended to not go and apologize to the fans or clap around, whatever it is. But I feel like because he's kind of carried the Chelsea squad, the Chelsea team this long into the season, this much into the season, and now they're not consistent in what they're doing. I just feel like he had enough. It's like, you know what? I put a 2 out of 10 performance. People are going to blame me, but I've carried this team. And again, he's young. Okay? I'm not excusing it.
I apply the approaches to always like, okay, let's see how I can phrase this so it makes perfect sense. Bear with me, okay? So first of all, attacking wise, he's been the best player. Yeah. The best player attacking wise. Defensively, he's been the worst. Now you don't expect Cole Palmer to do the defensive work, but you expect him to at least put a press on and try and win the ball. Against Fulham, he did it. Against other teams, he did it when he was doing it, and then all of a sudden that has died down. I don't know if you've seen him when he was, I think it was against Man United against Man United, where I think he got the ball off Maguire and then went and scored or something like that. But he got the ball, right? Because every team seemed to be playing the same way that Klopp and Guardiola are playing. The defensive work starts with the attackers. Yeah. If somehow managed to find its way in front of our defenders, we will do what we can, right? But you need to start that press up there. Palmer is the worst, right? He was really good at it. Then now all of a sudden he doesn't seem to do it. He seems to just get out muscled from the ball. Because you're right, he is technically gifted. Going forward, he has scored 9 goals or 8 goals and 6 assists or one or the other. I think he's on par with Saka. Him and Saka are on the same in terms of chances. Goal contribution. That's what they use. Goal contribution, assist or goal. But if he is the best player and he is like that, then you need to lead by example as well. You're carrying this team, but who are you carrying?
That's where the age and that's where him being young comes into it. But I get what you're saying.
Hopefully he'll learn from this, because if he doesn't play and he's only playing for his own merit, he's not playing for the team, then fuck him, sell him. I know he's the best player, but it's like Coach Carter says on that film. He goes, but there goes our best 2 highest point scorers, and he's like, I guess we're going to have 2 new highest ones this year. Do you know what I mean? Like, He'll do it. If he doesn't, somebody else will come in. So for me, it was just a disrespect. I don't know. Maybe I'm still on the high of the performance and the not aggression, but the sort of real disappointment that I felt with the performance and the decision making from the manager. That I'm maybe looking to blame Cole Palmer and so on and so forth. But I'm not looking at it with those eyes of like, you're at fault for this. Everybody was at fault. Madueke, Palmer, Sterling. Breuer, right. When he came on, he didn't really do much. Caicedo, for letting the man run and score the goal, is the main person you point the finger to. Do you know, these things, it's just collectively we were awful. And this is what I'm afraid of even for the next game, because Middlesbrough now have got the advantage. Moving forward, they're going to try and hit us on the counter. No matter what we do, if they have the 2 low blocks, we ain't scoring. If Middlesbrough score first, we are most certainly not going to score 3.
No, they had a very good shape, very good discipline in defence, and it was very, very difficult for Chelsea to break through. But then again, that goes down to personnel as well, because either they're in the wrong position or the wrong players have started, and I just don't get it. Why?
I think it's the latter, mate. I think it's the latter.
Why would you make changes when you will not play another game? Do you play this weekend, by the way?
We play this weekend. Yeah, we've got Fulham. Yeah.
But you've got Fulham this weekend. That makes sense.
Yeah, but like,
let's get into perspective, right? You're not going to win the league. It's going to be very difficult to get into the top 4 or Europe. These are your trophies. This is what you need to go for, right? You could potentially, I know it's going to sound crazy, right? But you could potentially win 2 trophies this season, FA Cup and Carling and EFL. You know, it's as simple as that. And for him to make those changes, and the thing is, in situations like this, if I was a manager, I would make it a point to not rest the players, because like, what do you need a rest from? You know what I mean? We've got how many games have been lost this season by Chelsea? Is it like 7, 8 games? Probably more. Is it 10 games? I don't even know how many games you've lost this season. Something like that. So again, there is no rest. This is your punishment. Like, you cannot. What are you resting for? And again, if anyone deserves a rest, it's going to be your Cole Palmer. Like, because he has been your better player throughout the whole season. Yeah, he's the one who deserves a rest. If anything, he plays, put the rest on. Mudryk should be starting a game like this, because again, the Middlesbrough, apart from that Jones guy, they didn't have any pace. No, they had absolutely no pace, nothing to offer. Like in that sort of, in that speed category, right? Whereas if you put Mudryk on, like you said, you know, the Jones wouldn't venture as far forward, because Mudryk would be there. You know, they're trying to double up on him, trying to slow him down, and then all of a sudden you got Colwill who's opened up. He can potentially provide a ball in. You got Caicedo or an Enzo who can, you know, jump into that little 8 in that 8 pocket to do something, because everyone's moved back. So again, that's the way I see it when it comes to you know, tactics of in a game like you know, against a championship side.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you, bro. And you think some of the players that we've got, we should be way better than where we are. We are massively underachieving. Not just on the price tag. Forget the price tag, right? Caicedo was doing well enough last year to kind of draw the attention of the top teams in England, Liverpool and Arsenal. They weren't going to buy him because of how shit he is or how shit he's been for Chelsea. They clearly see something in him, or saw something in him, to be like, actually, do you know what? Liverpool were prepared to spend 115, match Chelsea. Yeah. And he chose Chelsea because he gave us the word and so on and so forth. That's fine. I appreciate that. But I need to see a performance of you. Now, is it his fault or is it the manager's fault? These are the questions that we kind of need answers to. And at the minute, you start thinking to yourself, you can't be that bad, right? Because Liverpool were prepared to spend 100 plus on you. And, you know, like, Liverpool don't really spend money willy-nilly and buy crap players, apart from one, I think, slipped through the net. But Arsenal were after him as well, right? These are top teams who are fighting for the league. And you chose Chelsea, and everyone's like, yeah, get in. I remember reading forums and listening to other podcasts and say, like, yeah, if we get Caicedo in that midfield, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with next year, and so on and so forth. And bro, we haven't been nothing. We've been nothing because, but obviously this guy, I keep thinking the manager needs to do something else. He needs to have a bit more, what's the word I'm looking, not backbone, because obviously he's not weak, but it's something a bit like, a bit of grit about him to kind of don't be afraid to shout at the individuals who are so on and so. Madueke scored in midweek because he got a penalty, and I think he set one up or something, which is great. Thank you, by the way. Amazing. But all of a sudden, like, you're not great. You're still shit because what you did for the past 10 games. Yep. And that will leave me on to the Liverpool play that I wanted to talk about.
No, we'll definitely come
later. Yeah, absolutely. But just remember that point. Just because you score a goal and you set one up on this match does not mean you automatically merit to play the next match. Because let me see what I've seen on training. Your attitude has been appalling. Your tracking back has been awful. You haven't been physical enough. Everything seems to be so left-footed. You're never showing the player down the wing. You seem to want to cut inside. every time. Like, what else are you offering me? Like, scoring 1 goal every 15 games is not enough for you to play 15 matches.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Good return. Not at all.
So this is the problem I have with him at the minute. And Pochettino came out saying when he scored, he was like, "Oh, Madueke played like he was angry with me." Bro, he did fuck all. Like, he scored the penalty. Yeah, he won the penalty with a great first touch, but that's what I'm expecting. If the ball comes to him, be a bit clever and move the ball away from your feet.
Be a clever footballer. If you don't have the talent or the raw natural talent, then be a bit clever about it. Do you know what I mean? Understand the game a little bit more.
Work harder. Do you know what I mean? Work harder. Look at it. People say Ronaldo and Messi, right? Messi's God-given talent. We can see that. That ball is glued to his foot.
Yeah.
Ronaldo works his socks off to be where he is.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting Ronaldo's all over the park. I'm expecting a work ethic, a Carlos Tevez, a Martinelli. Do you know what I mean?
And bear in mind that obviously Ronaldo is 37 now, 38, and he's still training. And he's still training like a bastard. Do you know what I mean? He is so if some, obviously the point is, if the best player or one of 2 best players in the world is training that hard in a shitty league at this age, then you have no excuse being the age that Madueke is or any of the Chelsea players for you not to train. It doesn't matter how long your contract is, right? It doesn't matter. Again, this is where an example needs to be set, either from the owner or from the coach, you know, in Pochettino, just come down hard on these guys. Enzo, look, I like what he's done with Enzo. I asked asked for this for throughout this whole season. I was like, drop him. You don't need him. And he started dropping him. Guess what? You started playing better now because you have a more coherent team.
No silly mistakes now.
Exactly.
He's thinking twice, but if I make another one, I'm out of the team again. And that's it. This is what you need. You can't feel safe in a starting 11 in any Premier League football team. And we've got a lot of players who just feel safe being at Chelsea 11. And if they're not there, go on.
I was going to say, every match that I've seen Enzo play so far, he's either come on or come off. Do you know what I'm saying? He's never started and finished a full match, or at least in more recent times. Maybe he did at the beginning of the season. I'm sure he did.
No, he did. He started a lot of games, but that's what then, because of those mistakes he was making, then obviously he got dropped. And listen, we've got mistakes in us, and that's fine. But just like I go back to simple work ethic, man, just work. And I just don't know. I blame the manager because we do not look like a team still, and it's January. These players, he's had a preseason with these players. There is no new additions. Don't get me wrong, plenty of injuries to players coming in and coming out and so on and so forth, but still that we still do not seem to know how to break a team down. And if you can't score, quoting Michael Owen, you are not going to win a football match.
That's genius.
Unless you get an own goal like Trent did against Arsenal and then celebrate like it was your own. You know, there's ways of winning, but very unlikely.
And do you know what the funny thing is about that, right? Karma's a bitch because he celebrated like he scored and then he got injured. So, you know, Karma's a bitch. Again, look, I don't mind Trent. I never minded Trent. It's just when Liverpool fans or pundits, you know, used to consider him as, oh, he's one of the best right backs, and you think a right back is a defender, right? As far as I understand, I don't see him defending shit. Like nothing. Like I don't even see him defending on fucking World of Warcraft or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
He ain't defending nothing, bro.
So I think with
he's improved though. By the way, let's give him credit. This year he's been pretty solid, right?
In that position that he's playing,
he's been solid back as well. Apart from Kyle Walker, I've been thinking he's been quite good. Ben White as well, maybe in front of him. But other than that, I don't really know that much. I think at the beginning of the season, you guys were pretty solid. You're making mistakes now, but yeah, those were the guys. But no, Trent has been solid for me. But that's a nice segue. I've got nothing else to add on Chelsea apart from we play Fulham. This is being recorded Thursday night, so obviously we play Saturday. We'll be out tomorrow, so
we'll do a quick fire predictions by the end of the podcast after the Liverpool chat, because obviously there is matches on. So
the thing with the Liverpool stuff, I want to start it right off, just like you said with Trent and pundits and everybody else hyping a certain player up, and that's Jones for me. Like I think he's good. I think he's average, but I don't think he's at that level. Now on the chat, I said shit and I said this and that. But it's simply, I don't mean shit as in like he's this bad, like he doesn't deserve to be at Liverpool. He is a squad player. Our friend was absolutely right. He's a squad player, but I still expect more from him. And every time, maybe I need to make myself clear on chat, is when players hype certain players up and I look at them and I think like, you're not that guy, pal. Like you are not. I don't know what these other guys are seeing. I don't know what these pundits are seeing. And I simply think it's simply because he is British. I said simply too many there on that same sentence.
Too simple.
But just because he's English, he's getting hyped up. Just like the Albanian commentator hyped up Broya. Here comes the man.
Messi's second coming, mate. Lord, I said Messi's regen or some shit. What the fuck is he talking about?
Messi or something. I don't know what you Ronaldo.
It was Mando Ronaldo. Yeah, Mando Ronaldo.
All that bull. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, but now it makes sense why you were saying all that, because you're watching the Albanian commentary. But this is what I mean. Like when pundits and other fans look at that, and I'm like, are you not seeing what we see? Like his work ethic is not that great, or he hasn't been that great. He loses the ball more often than he kind of wins the ball or gets it. Like I said to you, he scored a great goal yesterday. I didn't watch about it. I watched up to halftime, and I started catching it when 38. You said he was playing netball when went out for a forward, and then he caught it, and then the referee's like, free kick, mate. And he's like, what do you mean free kick? You
handball in football. What?
What are you doing?
It's not America, bro.
But yeah, exactly. But and then I stopped after that, and I could see him and Jones weren't doing that great up to that point. He may have had a better second half, but yeah, overall for Liverpool, to be honest with you, I don't know how they won that match, because from that first half that I watched, you can tell me different. I don't know if you watched the whole match.
I did.
They were awful. Really, apart from Jota and Diaz, Lewis.
I don't even want to talk about Jota anymore, because it makes me fucking mad that these bastards have got Jota. But anyway, I don't want to mention it. It hurts me. It hurts me. Both him and Diaz, by the way, very good players. Very good players. But I think I agree with you. In that first half for Liverpool, I was watching it, and they weren't at their best at all. By the way. McAllister, I don't know what, again, maybe similar to the Caicedo. I don't know, maybe they saw something whilst they were playing for Brighton, and then all of a sudden he's joined Liverpool. It's like he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not even thing, right? You're not that guy.
But the thing is, he's not even his former self. Never mind a different guy. He's not even his former self. Like, why don't you just go back to your old self? Do you know what I mean? Don't even be someone else.
Just be you, guy. Be
you. Exactly. Be your old self. But watching that Liverpool match, and in the first half, obviously, I've said this before and I'll say it again, that I like Liverpool as a team. I don't have anything against them, because they are very good. They're managed by a great coach as well. But I was watching, I was thinking, damn, these guys are struggling right now. Like, there was no progression of the ball. There was no urgency. Van Dijk made a couple of mistakes, and Van Dizzy literally got dizzied up because he got a yellow card very early, and I thought that was it for him. I thought he was going to get a red card by the end, and I think there was maybe one chance where I was like, oh, that was a bit iffy. That he definitely deserved maybe a second yellow there, but okay, he got away with it. That's fine. However, though, I couldn't shake the nagging feeling of shit. Liverpool are going to win this match, because Fulham, Willian, obviously, Willian scored. I was like, yeah, get in, brilliant, because Liverpool have won enough. All right, that's enough now. Enough winning. Stop it. Okay.
Isn't it just because of your rivals as well? Sometimes you're like, you just don't want to see your rival teams, and especially if you've got friends who support those teams, you're like, fuck it, I hope you lose. Literally hope you lose. Every match.
I say this to you.
Even in Europe, by the way, I used to be like this in Europe. I used to be like, oh no, I hope Liverpool win because they're an English team. Now I'm like, fuck it.
I've said this to you before, exactly. What was it? Newcastle versus AC Milan.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, "Oh no, well, don't you want Newcastle to win because they're a British team?" No, I couldn't give a flying toss about Newcastle. Yeah. Like, I don't care about that. I don't have that affiliation because they're a British team. Like, no, AC Milan. I'm like, in my household, that is my team. That is our team. That is the house team. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, of course, I'm going to choose Newcastle. But yeah, with Liverpool. Being obviously, they are direct rivals, and even after Willian scored, Fulham didn't really offer much after that. Do you know what I'm saying? They didn't really offer too much. So after watching their performance, and I was like, oh shit, that Liverpool are going to win this. And sure enough, second half, Klopp does what he does. I don't know what he does to his players, by the way. I don't know what kind of cocaine they're sniffing in that.
Yeah,
what they're doing. Bit of speed, bit of, you cook it up in the pan. I don't know the recipe. I don't know the recipe.
You've been to a similar seminar yourself, I see.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I saw you there the other day. But so I don't know what he says to his players, but they came out swinging, absolutely swinging. Scored 2 goals on the bounce, and it was just a typical Liverpool performance. And that's the way. If Liverpool go down a goal in the first half, second half they're going to come out swinging, and that's exactly what they did. And obviously, they just ended the game. That was the end of that. That's all she wrote.
At the beginning, Newcastle away, they did that with Nunes scoring 2 goals, which I don't know how. Great goals, by the way. But yeah, I don't know how it is going to be like. I think Silva was very, very angry with his players. I watched a little bit of
he was
because there were chances when they could have passed to Jimenez or Willian, or move the ball a bit quicker to get the second goal, possibly the third as well. And I could see him sitting back down in his seat talking to his assistant, and he was angry. He was like, he wanted that ball quicker. He wanted that ball to be squared.
When Tom Kearney came on, that's when shit really started hitting the fan, because he wasn't up to speed with the rest of the Premier League players. Because Tom Kearney's not a Premier League player; he's a Championship player at best.
Championship.
Do you know what I'm saying? And when you're playing in a team with Willian, yes, I understand. I know his age. Fucking hell, I couldn't get that out there.
Yeah.
I know Willian's age, but he's still a fucking world-class player. He's a world-class player.
Good footballers don't lose it, mate. Yeah, good footballers don't lose it. They just
make it lazy.
The only thing he might not, that's it, lazy, or like won't have the fitness level to compete, but like technical ability. And you saw what Willian did, put it through Van Dijk's legs to score the goal as well. Like, how did he find that hole technique? Like, incredible.
You saw Van Dijk's legs, you know what I mean? There was literally the smallest
enough
gap
for the
that you've
ball
ever
to
seen.
go through. Yeah, if the ball deviated left or right, he would have hit the leg and just bounced back out, like in the pocket in snooker. Or
if it was anyone else, anyone else, that's exactly what would have happened. And obviously, I'm glad that Willian scored, former Arsenal player, former Chelsea player. I'm glad. Obviously, sorry,
even a player for Chelsea, absolute legend.
Legend for Chelsea. And again, another player that I fucking feared every time we played you and Willian was playing. I feared that guy, because he had moments where you just think, damn, this guy's unplayable. Like, I can't deal with what Willian does.
Don't you think where like he was going to do that little shimmy with his foot above the ball and he'll end up going right, but you still couldn't stop it. You know he's going to do that, and somehow you were still a second behind him. And these are this is what elite footballers do, like world-class footballers. They're going to say, look at you in the eye and go like, yeah, I know you know what I'm going to do, but you still can't get it.
Yeah. Look at Robin, look at Salah.
That. Yeah, Robin and Salah.
They do exactly the same thing. You know he's going to shift onto his left. You know he's going to try and get that curler in. Can you stop it? No, you can't, because that's why they are considered one of the best in the world. Legends, absolute legends in the game. But
how did my guy do? 38. That's not really my guy, but how did he get on first half and second? I think he came off though, didn't he?
Yeah, he came off. He came off in the second half, and he was. Again, he was okay,
be honest. He was actually, because I saw little bits of it as well, and it's just the way he seems to kind of like. Do you know what he reminds me of? He runs 3 steps and he's like, "Oh, why did I come here for?" He's like, "Come on, bro! Like, what are you doing? Who are you marking, bro?
Any of the Chelsea midfielders right now?"
Oh no, Chelsea midfielders. My Caicedo. You saw what Caicedo. Caicedo got to the penalty spot, and he's like, "This is a nice place to look at." He literally did what a granddad would do: put his arms behind his back and start looking around, going like, "Oh, I love the."
You appreciate Middlesbrough, man.
Loving the welding on that steel. I love the welding. Transporter bridge that way, yeah? Oh, shit. Oh, we're 1-0 down.
Oh, look at the scaffolding. No, that's the transporter bridge, Caicedo. That's the transporter bridge.
That's what I mean. But no, I saw this guy do that. And he was just like, poor. And he's just like, he's not a Liverpool player. 38 maybe needs a bit more time. But for Liverpool fans, and especially some of our friends who think I'm looking for a bite, I'm just giving my honest opinion. He is awful.
I get what you're saying. I don't want to say he's awful, because, again, first season, he's still young and he's a bit gangly as well. I think that's not his fault or anything like that. I'm not saying, get rid of the gangles. No, you can't get it. He's gangly. It's just the way he is. But use that to your advantage. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, play in a position where you can use that to your advantage. You could be that sort of, like Declan Rice. I see him kind of gangly as well. He's a bit built, obviously, but I see him kind of gangly. He's got long legs. He's got long arms. But again, he can use that to his advantage. Stretch a leg out there. Put him in a position where you can literally maximize your potential. I just don't think number 38, or otherwise known as Ryan Gravenberch, aka by the way, but I don't think he's a terrible player or anything like that. But I think a little bit more time, and I think he'll prove us wrong, to be honest.
I hope he doesn't.
Because I think there's,
Liverpool, but,
of course, I know what you mean. But in terms of football and fan, I think that's the way I look at Gravenberch. And if he was playing for an Arteta team, for example, I don't think he would have been a starting 11 player. And same with Liverpool, he's not a starting 11 player, because again, he's not that guy, as we've established. But I think with Gravenberch, I think a little bit more time, a bit more maturity from him, and just finding that right position. Finding that right position. I think that's the sort of next key thing for him. But I couldn't say that he was terrible, to be fair, because there's little glimpses where I think, oh, all right, nice little move that you had there. But that's all. Do you know what I mean? That's where it stops. And give me something more. So
I've experienced this for 2 years now with Chelsea players who would show little glimpses. 120 million, Enzo Fernandez did a little turn, and I was like, oh, do you see what he just did? And then he hasn't done it again ever since. I see a Caicedo take a shot against Man United and scores a goal. Fair enough, he was offside. I was like, oh, do you see the way he struck the ball there? Like, oh, Caicedo, shite, bro. Like nothing. Do you know what I mean? You see Mudryk do something and you're like, oh, and then still nothing. Like what I mean, shite. I'm not saying for the rest of his career. I'm simply talking about
right now,
current
what
time.
you see,
He is shit. What I'm seeing with my eyes is not Liverpool play. He might be a squad player. Those Liverpool fans will argue he's not our starting 11. We'll have Szoboszlai, we'll have Endo, we'll have whoever else is in there. Who else is in there, actually? Harvey Elliott or Jones, for example, so on.
Jones,
Now for me, him and 38 are the weakest ones out of that Liverpool midfield.
Jones, I mean,
Elliott,
Jones and 38.
Jonesy and 38 have been. I'll call him Gravenberch. Don't I'll call him Gravenberch.
That's all right. It doesn't affect me. Shit.
But for me, for them two have been the weakest ones, to be fair. And like I say on the chat as well, like if Chelsea had Klopp, we would be first on the league. I can guarantee you that right now. Even with these shitty players, if Chelsea had Klopp and Klopp had a pre-season with these players, top of the league. Because Klopp would know how to play against Middlesbrough with a false nine, because he did it with Robert Firmino so well. Everybody tried to copy with a false nine who didn't have the attackers, right? You know, he would drop in, Mane and Salah would run in. Chelsea couldn't do that yesterday. Again, Poch, you're not that guy.
Yeah, you are exactly.
You're
trying out a system which you haven't really played in, and again, because when with Tottenham, he had the focal point in Harry Kane at PSG. He had Mbappe, didn't he? He had Mbappe playing for him at that point.
Mbappe playing up at the top, and I think Mbappe was like, I don't want to play there. I want to play left and push a foot in around. But overall, like this is a thing. Like, and I think the Chelsea players have got quality players in there. Liverpool have got quality players in there. But what I'm saying is, I see certain individuals. And I just think you're not that guy.
Yeah,
you're not that guy. And I've even said it as well on the chat as well. By the way, I'm not being bitter and I'm not being anything because they're first. Because like we said, Jota, oh my god,
Luis what a
Diaz,
player!
Oh my god, I mean Konate this year as well. Konate last year.
Konate, by the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate Konate?
Konate, bro. Like who is this guy?
Ibrahima Konate, bro. Wow, and I think with that shift in Trent sort of going into that midfield role when they're attacking, and the Konate, he's bossing,
quality,
absolutely bossing that second that third of the pitch on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no one's getting past him. Martinelli tried it. Trossard tried it when they played.
Going to mention Martinelli.
No one's doing that. No one's doing that against Konate. And again, when he first started, there was a lot of high hopes for him. He didn't really hit the ground running at the beginning. When was it? A couple of seasons ago when he first joined.
Yeah.
But now, wow, I think again, it's all about finding the right position. This is why you have a great coach like Klopp, because he can do that. And I agree with you. If Klopp took over Arsenal after Wenger left with an Alexis Sanchez, it's guaranteed Sanchez ain't leaving the Emirates Stadium. No one's leaving that. And that's what I'm saying. That's what a coach does.
Klopp would have made the best out of Ozil. Ozil would have been assist king in the Premier League history with a Klopp in the team. Klopp would have known how to do that. Klopp or Guardiola, these elite managers would know how to do that.
Because they watch the game, they appreciate how a player plays, and they're not forcing someone to be in a position that they don't play.
Yeah.
This is the thing now. Like, again, Arteta, he doesn't, just real quick, because I mentioned him, he doesn't really sort of force players into a certain position, but there is certain times where he sort of falls into that trap of where he's like, oh no, Thomas Partey, I need you to play right back. Like, wait, what? What do you mean you play right back, but you got injured? Then now what? And that was the mistake that he made. So again, whereas with Klopp, they analyze what a player can and can't do. Thomas Partey, for example, just going back to that real quick example, he's a great passer of the ball. I'm sure he can get great crosses in if he was a right back, but he doesn't have the pace. He's very injury prone. How are you putting that player in a position where he's literally just bombing up and down? That's all they do. That's all Ben White does. And Ben White, barring maybe a couple of games, he never really gets tired. He's just boom, up and down. Same as the other side, but no, the other
side's not happening for you. Depends who's playing. No, another thing I love Klopp as well. He just he kind of just like oozes confidence, and that kind of would radiate to the players. You know, like against Arsenal, they were winning, and they brought like 3 kids on, and I was thinking, like, who are these 3 kids? Last night he played like a young right kid at right back, and you think
he bring like four youngsters in or some shit. I'm sure he did by the end of the match. I'm sure he did.
And you think to yourself, like, this is what he does, bro. Like, this is, and the thing is as well, I love the fact with Klopp, we've mentioned it before on the episode, where if his team concedes a goal, he appreciates the good goal that was just scored. And I feel like him appreciating that is him learning, and he goes like, Do you see what happened there? Can we try and replicate that, and can we try and prevent that? These are the things I want to do. There's nothing wrong with learning from your peers. And Eddie Howe, who's, let's say, below him, will probably show what's your name? Sorry. We'll have a few tricks up his sleeve that Klopp's going to be like, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that in my arsenal. But I'm also going to make sure that I put the defensive work to it so that doesn't happen against me.
Yeah.
And again, elite managers, Liverpool, for me, Liverpool are the favourites for the title. I don't want to jinx them, but for me, they're the favourites for the title.
I can see that.
They play us and you, I think, consecutively. They play Chelsea on the 31st, which probably means fuck all to them because it's at Anfield and we'll probably 3 points. And then obviously they go away to the Emirates after that. So it's going to be, it's a tricky one. But yeah, for me,
it could be a tricky 2 weeks. It could be a tricky 2 weeks because again, City ain't dropping no points. I don't think. I'll be very honest with you. Haaland coming back.
Oh yeah, Haaland, De Bruyne coming back. You know what I mean? But no, the next 2 games that are going to be is the 4th round, and then they've got Chelsea and Arsenal in a space of 4 days. Yeah, Wednesday to Sunday. So, and
I don't think again, even though Chelsea haven't been performing well or good, this season, he's not going to underestimate the Chelsea team, and that's the good thing about big managers.
Absolutely, and we will put a performance against them. We will put a performance because he's not going to sit back. We struggle, like I said before, we struggle against teams that sit back. Against Liverpool, who's going to be open and attacking. Obviously, I'm hoping Darwin Núñez hasn't got his fiery boots on or Jota, so that maybe they miss. And the best result I can hope for that game is whatever his name is.
Jesus Christ. You said shooting boots and Darwin Núñez in the same conversation. I don't get it.
But no, listen, for me, like I said, Liverpool are the favourites for the league.
I can really see
they're the favourites for the Carabao Cup as well, to be fair. And without City, they'd probably be the favourites for the FA Cup as well. So
yeah,
we'll see. Obviously, when Europa League knockout phases start happening again and they play in Thursday weekend, plus FA Cup matches, plus whatever else.
But they've got the final in February. Well, if they make it through,
final for the Carabao Cup, but the FA Cup will still be on. So yeah, it'll be a tough game for them though. By the way, against Fulham at Fulham will be a tough game because if they start like they did, if they go 1-0 down, I can't see them winning 2-1 to Fulham. I genuinely can't. But we'll see.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think away goals count anymore, do they?
No, I don't think so. No,
I don't think they count.
So don't give you an advantage to anything. So yeah,
it's like a replay, really, isn't it? More than a second leg. It's like a replay. Yeah, it's like a replay.
But they still take the aggregate score if it's 2-2.
Oh yeah, of course, example, that makes sense.
1-0, then it's going to go straight to a penalty shootout.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which is good because I'm glad that they got rid of the away goal rule because it just made no sense, to be honest with you. Even way back when they introduced it for whatever reason, we're traveling to Europe and it makes it harder, or they're traveling to Britain or whatever. It doesn't make any sense, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but yeah, look, I agree with you, and it pains me to say it, but just the way that again Liverpool are put together and the coach that they have, the manager that they have. It's going to take a lot to sort of to knock them down from where they are. Obviously, City at this moment in time, City are the only ones who could potentially ruin that whole party. No Aston Villa's going to do it. No Arsenal are going to do it. None of them are going to do it. So I don't care what anyone says about Spurs. Spurs aren't going to do it either. Timo Werner or no Timo Werner.
If Spurs are doing it, Chelsea are doing it. If that's the case, like if Spurs get a chance, like fucking put us in the conversation as well. Okay, last of the conversation, but throw us in.
Throw you guys in there. Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
what was I saying very quickly is it could happen. It could change for them. Might do, but all they've got to do is make sure they stay strong and not complacent. Because you saw what happened with Arsenal. They took 3 L's in 3 games, all competitions. But if you start neglecting, don't put your chances away like you did against West Ham, unfortunately you get stung at the other end, and all of a sudden you've lost took an L at home and then an L in Fulham. So
you haven't won a game in January, so so far. And
you haven't won a game in January. Who's your next game against?
Yeah, I don't even want to look. I don't care. I think it's Wolves or something. No, it's not Wolves. Nottingham Forest, I think.
Nottingham Forest. You'll be all right with that one.
Well, you never know.
Crystal Palace. Palace at home.
There you go. Palace first, isn't it? There
Palace
you go.
At home, Nottingham Forest, and then Liverpool.
So again, maybe one tough game in there, but a tricky game in Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But from what I've seen so far, which again after this we'll probably move on to some predictions. But for what I've seen so far, no one's making a move for January in January. In terms of striker or any other additions, and that's not good enough. That's just not good enough, and this is why I've lost a bit of hope. And I know there's other Arsenal fan bases and podcasts and, whatever it is, just on radios and whatnot. They're saying, oh, I can't believe the fans have, disheartened and they've lost a bit of faith. Again, like, history is repeating itself, and it has done for the past 2 years, especially since Arteta's been at the helm and we've sort of progressed. The past 2 years, we never invested in January. Players got injured, and guess what? We bottled the league, according to people. Yeah. We bottled the league, and that's just the way it's going to look. There's no other way to look at it. You know what I mean? And you have to. Anyway, look, I hope that
you should have brought in a striker in the summer, bro. Like, without dwelling on it.
Yes.
You brought Declan Rice, Timber, Havertz, Raya, fair enough on loan, but just looking at that, that's like 200 million worth of talent in the summer.
I can't believe they brought in. I mean, Raya.
5. Some of whatever Declan Rice was. Havertz was 65, so there's like 170 gone. Timber and Raya, like, just still. But you should have brought in a striker. Knowing the lack of goals you got, you must have known the other three are going to start drying up around Jesus. But this is why Pep and Klopp are like at the top, especially Pep, because he just thinks, if in case it happens, I still want to buy a £50 million striker. Just in case this one doesn't score, I'm going to buy 50 million, let him sit on the bench.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, when you mentioned Raya there real quick, and for me, I was a bit shocked to find out that he was actually 28, and he's coming up 29 this year. So, and then again, you got a player like, you got a keeper like Ramsdale who's 23, 24, and I'm thinking, why are you not invested in this guy? What the hell do you need David Raya in for? Like, for what? Obviously they say goalkeepers come best, obviously, during the sort of late 20s, early 30s. But you've got a guy who's at his best now in his early 20s. And what do you think is going to happen if you keep playing him and you actually give him more responsibility and you just say to him, look, mate, you are my number one keeper? What do you think is going to happen by the time he's 28? He'll probably win like a Golden Glove or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's a good keeper. And so that's again, there's been a few little bits where I'm just like, really, Arteta, you going to do this? But it is what it is.
That's again Klopp, isn't it? Klopp trusting the players. If Klopp had Ramsdale, I don't think he would have brought in Alisson, especially Ramsdale coming back off a performance that he had this previous season where he was quality.
Yeah. And the fact that obviously now, if I was Arteta, I would have said to Ramsdale, mate, you are playing my Champions League games because you brought us all the way here. This is going to be your first experience in the Champions League. Obviously, if you have a couple of bad matches, fair enough. Then you consider that's fine. Yeah. But again, you base that on performance. You don't base that on, I'm going to do this with my keeper, and then we'll change keepers halfway through a match. And I'm like, who does that? No one does that. Okay, like, again, you can't be that forward thinking, because that's not forward thinking. Do you know what, Rick? 2 seconds, by the way. Let me just put this laptop on charge. It's about to die on me.
No worries, guys. No worries, geese. I said guys, but I meant geese.
Guys?
No, it's guys.
Oh, no.
Guys, where you from? Where from London you from? I don't know, guys.
I'm just gonna have to go turn it on because shit.
God damn it.
God damn it. Yeah, I know. 2 seconds. If you're anything like me, my headwear is only New Era caps. New Era is the official headwear provider for NFL, MLB, and the NBA. But New Era caps are not just headwear. They are a global brand of culture, style, and self-expression. I'm a huge fan of rap and hip-hop, and growing up, I used to watch artists sporting the New Era caps. I was mesmerized by the way they used to fit just perfectly. I remember my first ever New Era cap. It was a Blue Jays cap. I lived in Toronto, so it had to be. My favorite from my personal collection is my LA Dodgers. I have 2 different versions, fitted and the 940. What I love most about New Era is the quality of the product is second to none. I refuse to wear any other brand caps when New Era is available. So if you want to dress like your favorite sports stars and musicians, visit the official website neweracap.com and use code TASHMIKE at checkout for 15% off. That's neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE for 15% off.
While you've gone, we'll quickly obviously tell the fans that I hope Arsenal lose every game. We obviously say that to your face as well as soon as you get back, but I thought I'll put something on here maybe for them to listen to while they're driving. So it's just not going for the sake of not, and he's back. So all I was saying was hope Arsenal lose every game. Hopefully you don't bring anyone in January.
It doesn't look like it.
Nice. What is it now? The 18th, 19th of January, is it already? I don't know what it is.
11th of January, man. It's 11th of January.
Double digits, whatever it is, but still.
Well, yeah, we have entered double digits.
The business has got to be done slowly because whoever you bring in now, you're going to pay top dollar, and whoever the other team's going to try and replace him with don't want to pay top dollar. So it's just going to be a bit of a keep it quiet.
No, I agree. I agree. And there's no other way to move away from that, to be honest. It is what it is. But should we do some quick fire predictions?
Where do you think you're going to finish then? Quick prediction on the leagues. Where do you think you're going to finish?
Oh, because obviously we are halfway through, really. So, okay. I think, or just over halfway through, aren't we? I think we will be, I can see us ending third. But then again, I'm going to go with third. But I will add a little bit to it where it's like, if we continue the way that we have done so far in January and end of December, I think maybe fourth is probably the best that we can hope for, because maybe Tottenham with their additions, because they brought in a new defender who snubbed Bayern Munich, by the way, just to end up at Spurs. Yeah. Is it Dragonic or something? Is it Dragonic? Yeah, Dragonic.
Fucking dumb fucker is what I'm calling him. How did you turn down Bayern to play for
Spurs? He apparently gave them his word, and I'm like, who gives a shit, bro? Like, considering the owner is Daniel Levy, then no, you don't. It doesn't matter about your word. Your word means nout. That guy got rid of Mourinho a day before before the final. Come on, man. There's no loyalty in this game. So I think I'm gonna go with third. It's probably the best that we can hope for, to be honest, because City
where do you
and
think
Liverpool
Spurs are going to finish? After you just mentioned about Spurs, where do you think the Spurs are going?
I mean, looking at everyone else behind Spurs, I think Spurs are probably going to end up fourth, and quite nicely. Aston Villa are probably going to drop a few games. They're going to have a few bad runs in the upcoming weeks. But yeah, I can see Tottenham solidifying that. Again, this is what I mean, like third or fourth is between Arsenal and Tottenham at this point. So
I would agree with you today, to be fair. I think Tottenham are going to do quite well. I think part of me hopes Timo Werner does well, like I said to you on the last episode. Yeah. But hopefully Tottenham lose every game. While we're just doing that, I'll quickly give you if you want to know. If you don't care, maybe some people do. Chelsea, I think we're going to sit 10th again, bro. I think the highest we'll probably go is 9th, and I can't see us moving beyond that.
No, I think
we are probably a decade away from winning the league. That is 10 years.
I don't think you're that far. No, I don't think you're that far away from
we are. You guys are so far ahead, and the way you guys are continuously moving, we are so far behind that I can't even use we're transitioning anymore.
Can I make a bold prediction then for Chelsea? I think because but this is the thing now, I'm looking at Newcastle just above you, and they're on a 10-goal difference, whereas you're on a 3-goal difference. But then again, Man United are on -5, so how much do you really put on that? But my bold prediction is that Chelsea are probably going to end up either 7th or 8th. That's my bold prediction, because Brighton and West Ham, they usually come a bit, sort of undone by the end of it. Yeah. Man United, they get some lucky runs, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Eric Ten Fraud is the best manager ever," and it's like, do you not remember?
Now, personally, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm not saying this. I don't want to jinx or anything. I'm trying to downplay it so that we get better, but I just can't see us being anywhere near there. I think we'll do well again against like some of the big boys, possibly draws, maybe like a sneaker win here and there, but against any team who just sits, we just can't do anything. I go back to we couldn't even break down a sandcastle.
No, that's true. That's true. There's still a bit. There's 18 game weeks to go, and I think so my final position for Chelsea is 8th, then 7th or 8th, but I'm going to go with 8th on that one.
Okay.
Because Man United and Newcastle, they've got enough players to get them up there, maybe to a 5th or whatever it is. So I think that will vacate the spots for Chelsea, but. Because everyone else underneath Chelsea, then Wolves maybe could do something, but I don't think so. Like literally above Chelsea is Newcastle and Man United, Brighton and West Ham, and I can see them two, West Ham and Brighton, dropping points, making way for Chelsea to be in that 8th position. But that's what I'm going to go with.
I hope so, but I can't see it happening. I genuinely appreciate that, but no, I can't see that happening. But thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your
Of course. You've got to keep you sweet.
Go down to the sweet quickly. Who do you think is going down?
Going down, you know what? I just think it's going to be the teams that are already down there, mate. Like Luton, Burnley, Sheffield. I can't see anything else apart from that. But then again, I'm looking at Luton. They've got a game in hand, which they play Burnley tomorrow, and they're a point behind Everton in 17th. So
yeah.
I don't think Everton. I don't think they're going to get relegated though. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, not safe to say it's going to be Luton, Burnley, Sheffield. But that's my prediction. Luton, Burnley, Sheffield.
I'm quite confident they're the ones going to go down as well. I didn't know, by the way, looking at the bottom half of the table, Brentford fans, I didn't know you were that far down.
Yeah, they've got a game in hand.
Your recent form is like loads of L's.
Yeah. I mean, if they win over the weekend, they could go 14th. So it's very close. It's very close. Like between 17th and what is it? And 15th or 14th. Sorry, very close. So you just you don't know what's going to happen there. But
I agree with you. Those are the three teams for me as well that I think are likely to go down. So
it's a good segue because they actually Burnley Luton they play tomorrow, Friday night. So they play each other tomorrow, and again for them it's like a 6 point match, easily. And I'm going to go with Luton win.
Fair.
I'm going to go with the Luton win. If we start in predictions, Luton win, and I think it's going to be like maybe a 2-1 Luton. I know it's at Burnley. I know it's at Burnley.
I don't know. I think 2-1. Have you got a pen and paper there, Paul? Are you writing this shit down?
I don't. I really don't. No. And I'm not moving again. I've already charged.
You've charged your phone. Let me see what I can do. It's okay. I suppose I can't get away with it. I'm sat in the office.
Yeah, this is recorded.
Burnley.
So. Yeah, Burnley,
Luton. You've gone Luton,
Yeah, 1-2.
1-2. I'm going to go the other way around. I'm going to go 2-1.
Ooh, okay.
I think Luton will probably lose, and I think it's going to be 2-1.
I can see that.
Let's see what happens.
Again, it's one of those matches where it could go either way, and I will not be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just liking Luton, to be honest. Smaller team, underdogs. I'm liking them to stay up. I've seen Burnley in the Premier League as well.
I would really want to go to Luton's ground one time, like just to experience that, walking down a cobbled street of the terrace houses either side, and then just go. Yeah, well, I suppose we can walk there then, Paul. Yeah, I'll come and park outside yours, free parking.
I've checked that it takes 7 hours to walk to Luton, so
7 hours. Wow. First of all, why would you have checked it? Like, for what purpose?
Oh, when you go on Google Maps and you put like directions and it'll say car, public transport, walking. It's 7 hours. So let's not do that. We'll just drive. Half hour, literally, and it's exactly half hour. By the way, like I've never seen anything like it. Actually, is half hour to the point. But that should be a good match. Actually, I'm going to tune in for that one tomorrow night because it's football at the end of the day. And then Saturday lunchtime kickoff. We've got Chelsea Fulham.
You go first, Keith.
At Stamford Bridge. The way that Fulham played against Liverpool and just took it to them, especially in that maybe opening 20-25 minutes of the first half. I think Chelsea are going to struggle, mate. And I don't say this very often about Chelsea, but I think they're going to struggle against Fulham tomorrow, on Saturday, sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
It all depends on what happens at 11:30 when he announces the starting 11. If I see a Madueke in there with an Enzo Fernandez and a Caicedo, just Enzo Fernandez, then you have lost that match, I'm afraid. If he's the thing is, at this point, you need the players to go in, who can actually attack. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, I go back to what I said earlier in the podcast, where you need to free up a player like Palmer, for example, to do what he does best. And
he has time, he can pick up passes, time and runners. If he's got time and runners, he can do that. He has that ability. And I agree with you 100%. It is going to be very tough for us, very, very tough, especially the way Fulham are playing. But I'm
going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, see, I think it's going to be 1-1. We'll probably even lose it 2-1. We'll probably take an L too.
Right at the end, right at the death of it.
At death of it, we seem to have a mistake in us all the time. And especially if we go 1-0 up and they equalise, we're fucked because we cannot just get out of it.
No, it's like going to be too much pressure on you. It's going to be too much pressure. I agree.
So you're going 1. Are you agreeing with 2-1 or 1-1?
No, I'm going to go 1-1, but I agree with what you're saying. If that is the case, then you will put yourselves under pressure. And I saw Colwill against Fulham. Not against. Was it? Yeah, no, against Borough, sorry. I saw Colwill, and he really put a lot of pressure on himself, and he made a lot of mistakes, and almost.
Don't forget how Lee is playing for him in that midfield.
That's what I'm saying. That's terrific. He's going to boss Gallagher, Enzo, Caicedo, whoever is in that midfield. He's bossing them all.
To be fair, he's even going to look at Poch and be like, "Do you not anymore?" That's what he's going to do. I was like, I don't know.
Did you want us just to change jerseys? I'll jump on your team just to make it fair.
Unbelievable player, to be fair. So, I don't know why we didn't get him. I've been calling out for him. I was talking to a Chelsea friend of mine as well, and I was like, listen, leave him for Paulinho's going for 60 million to buy him. Get Paulinho. Leave Caicedo. Everybody wants him for 100 million. Price tag is too much for him. These young players, when they go for 100, they can't hit the ground running because constantly thinking, I'm being judged on 100 plus mil. But anyway, Newcastle City.
At Newcastle, hey, look, that's not going to be easy. I was just thinking there 3-0 City, but no, I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Nah, it won't be 3-0. I don't think it'll be 3-0. I think City will win, but I think they'll probably win 2-1.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Oof, great game.
I'm going to go 2-2. They've both got players that can score goals. They've got very strong midfields. I mean, obviously City have got the more creative midfielders, but they've got a strong midfield physically. Especially Joelinton, if he puts in a good performance, then he is unstoppable in that midfield. He will just run through people. Obviously, I know City have got Rodri, so that's what I mean. So I think I can see that being a 2-2 match, and I'll stick with that. I'll stick with 2-2.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can see why you say that as well, because Isaac can score goals, can't he? Really,
that's what I'm saying.
Chance he'll put the ball in the back of the
Gordon, net. As much as I don't really care for him, he can score goals, and he has scored goals. Is
Haaland back? Do we know? Or is he not back yet? Or is there no news on that yet?
I think he may be back for this match. I think it was sort of in end of December. It was said that he was going to be back this sort of week.
Okay.
But so if Haaland's back and De Bruyne is playing, then yeah.
That's what I mean, bro. That's what I was thinking. If Haaland and De Bruyne are playing, I can see City winning. But then whether he risks it or he doesn't, I don't know. I'm going to stick with 2-1 City. I'll stick with 2-1 City.
That's fair.
Everton Villa.
Everton Villa. Do you know what? As well as Villa have been playing, I think they're gonna take an L in this match, and I think Everton are just gonna just close up shop, and I don't think they're gonna give them any space to actually get through. I could see this being a 0-0. In all honesty, I can see this being a 0-0, and I don't think I've predicted this many draws in our year and a half that we've been doing.
Of draws. What's going on here?
Crazy.
We're
crazy.
Episode 1000, and it's your first 3 draws that you predicted on the bounce.
No, seriously. No, in all seriousness, though, what episode are we actually on?
Actually, I don't know what episode we're on, but
I think about 115. I think 115.
Yeah. That's good. Shout out to us. Pat on the back.
Get in.
Well
I love that. I love that. I like that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you're in the car driving, honk your horn.
Yeah, we can hear you from here. Yeah. How crazy would that be, by the way? You're saying honk your horn, and then tomorrow
somebody just went, crazy.
Yeah. And I just remember at the same time we're not live, so it's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, yeah. But that's why you said tomorrow.
I saved myself, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. I'll stick with it.
I appreciate you sharing it, though, bro. I appreciate you sharing it.
Always.
Okay, then
what are you going with?
I'm going to go with an Everton win here.
Damn, that was my gut feeling. That was my gut feeling,
Going Everton 1-0, 2-1, 1 goal difference, but I'm going to go with an Everton 2-1.
That's
I'm going to go for an Everton 2-1. Go to set simply because I just want Everton not to get relegated.
Yeah, that's
and I'm hoping they get taken by some sort of a Saudi tycoon, and then them and Liverpool start competing against each other like City, Man United,
like back in the good old days.
Yeah, obviously, like where City were the underdogs and United were the top dogs, and all of a sudden now it's like United who. So yeah, but speaking of United who,
yes, love it, bro. Love it.
Sunday, Super Sunday
for sure.
Competitors, listen to me, competitors. Our rivals,
love it.
Broadcasting rivals. Where are you going?
I'm going to go with my gut feeling is it's going to be a United win, and I can see that being 1-0.
Fuck that! I really hope they don't. I don't want.
I know.
Really, I'd rather have Spurs win and United lose. I feel like I get more enjoyment of United losing rather than Spurs winning. So I'm going to go for Spurs win. So I think I'm going to go for it. I really hope they get slapped, and I do believe they will get slapped. United 3-1 Spurs. I'm going for.
Ooh, Werner hat trick. Love it. Love what you're saying.
Oh, can you imagine? Speaking of that, let me change my fantasy league.
I think United on that one. Being at Old Trafford, I think they've had enough time to sort of gather their thoughts, and they've got enough players to win it, mate. Like, they have got enough players to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And now that Ten Hag has got rid of the players that he didn't want, like in Sancho, who's obviously joined Dortmund, so good shout by him, by the way. Like, that's a great move. I think Ten Hag has got no excuses now. Absolutely no excuses now. This is it for Ten Hag. The run into the end of the season is going to be the decider of whether he stays or goes, because I don't see Ineos taking over and keeping Ten Hag on as a manager if he's putting performances like that and coming out and just talking absolute trash. Oh, we won this, and on our best day we can beat the best teams. Like, No, you can't.
Yeah.
You really, really can't. So yeah, but good feeling on that. Just looking at it straight away, Man United just pop up for me as a win, even though obviously I'd rather both teams lose. I know that's not possible.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Because if they draw, that's a point each. I don't care for that either.
Don't want that either. Yeah, that's it.
So
that's why I went with the other way. Go on.
Yeah, I'd rather have United win, and obviously Tottenham are a direct threat as we speak. So until we play it, obviously, 20th of Jan or whatever the hell it is. So yeah, I think that's. Do we have any games on Monday? No games on Monday.
But you said United win, but you haven't given me a result.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did. I said 1-0.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
I did. Yeah, 1-0 United. Don't ask me who the scorers are going to be. Probably going to be Anthony.
I'm surprised you didn't go with a draw. Looking at the trend that you were pulling out tonight, it was like 1-1, 2-2, 0-0. I thought this was going to be a draw as well, like a 3-3, like game of the week or something.
No, I think game of the week. I'll probably go with. Do you know what? I'll probably go with Newcastle City. I think it's simple as that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's the other way around. I think I'm going to go United Spurs simply because Spurs are going to continue attacking and leave themselves vulnerable. But then United is shit defensively, so then even attacking they look a threat. Spurs. So I think that's going to be the game of the week.
That's a fair point.
So let me mark this as game of the week for you, and then game of the week for me, and we'll rendezvous Sunday night and see what we say.
At the end of the week.
Yeah, rendezvous at the end of the week.
End of the week. Last thing before we leave, by the way, last point I'll make, and you can send us off. Eric, he's joined Bayern.
So what the fuck?
So for €4 million, and that's like what, £2.5 million. That's still too much for Eric, and I don't know what the hell.
Full time though. He's not.
Yeah, permanent.
It's not like a loan fee. Permanent signing.
Permanent, yeah.
Wow.
And
let's see what TT can do with him.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I think he's gone there to be a squad player. He's not getting in front of De Ligt and the Korean guy.
Absolutely.
But I think as well because Kim, yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know his name, but Kim. I know him as Kim. But don't forget as well, this Kim guy's gone to the Asian Cup now. So obviously they need somebody in. Point. So that's why. And to be fair, for 3-4 million, it's not too bad. Probably I'll say to Kimmich, you need to sit in front of this guy because this guy's a liability.
Yeah.
So make sure you're not going anywhere. Then tell him De Ligt as well. Make sure you go behind him just in case. Don't worry about offside trap. Just do not
let this guy by himself yet, or don't let this guy run at his own goal. Chasing or run backwards at his own goal.
Like TT, I thought we're supposed to be marking opposition players. Yes, but I want this guy to be covered north, west, south, east. I don't want him to be
all of it. No, you're in goal, okay? So you need to make sure that you defend. You are the last defender, okay? That's it.
Can you imagine if he wins the Champions League?
Don't say stuff like that. That's two Tottenham players. Don't manifest that at all. That's two Tottenham players who would win a Champions League. That is crazy talk. Don't say that. And I think we should end it on that note because I'm going to have nightmares. So if you have nothing else to add, mate?
I've got nothing, mate. I've got nothing to add. It's nice that we had this because it was therapeutic. And obviously for any Chelsea fans listening out there, I believe we're all feeling the same. So on that note, thank you very much for listening. Stay safe, stay alert, and we'll catch you on the next one.